Picture this, a young Scottish boy hitting tennis balls against his bedroom wall, dreaming of Wimbledon glory. Fast forward 2 decades, and that same boy would become the first British man to win Wimbledon in 77 years. This is the story of Andy Murray, a champion forged not just by talent, but by an unbreakable spirit that refused to surrender, even when his body begged him to quit. What's up, tennis fans? Today, we're going to be diving deep into the remarkable career of Sir Andy Murray, Britain's most successful tennis player of the modern era. From childhood tragedy to Olympic gold, from devastating defeats to historic victories, Murray's journey is a masterclass in resilience. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this man isn't just a tennis player, but a symbol of determination that transcends sport. Andrew Baron Murray was born on May 15, 1987 in Glasgow, Scotland. But it was in the small town of Dunblane where young Andy's character was truly forged. At just 8 years old, Murray experienced something that no child should ever face. He was present during the Dunblane school massacre in 1996, one of the UK's most tragic mass shootings. But rather than let this trauma define him negatively, Murray found solace and strength on the tennis court. His mother, Judy, herself a former tennis player and coach, recognized Andy's potential early on. She made countless sacrifices, driving him to tournaments across Scotland and England, often sleeping in the car to save money on hotels. By age 15, Murray made the bold decision to move to Barcelona to train at the prestigious Sánchez Casal Academy. This wasn't just about improving his tennis. It was about building the mental fortitude that would later define his journey. Away from family, learning Spanish, adapting to a completely different culture, these experiences shaped Murray into the resilient fighter that we would later witness on the world's biggest stages. Murray's professional breakthrough came in 2005 when he won his first ATP title in San Jose at just 17 years old. But it was his performance at the 2008 US Open that announced him as a genuine Grand Slam contender, reaching his first major final, where he lost to Roger Federer. What set Murray apart wasn't just his unique playing style, that defensive mindset, those incredible court coverage skills, and his ability to turn defense into attack. It was his mental approach. While other players might crumble under pressure, Murray seemed to thrive on it. He developed a reputation as one of the toughest competitors on tour, someone who would never give up a point, no matter how impossible it seemed. His rise coincided with arguably the greatest era in men's tennis history. Murray found himself competing against the big three: Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Many experts wondered if anyone could break into this exclusive club. Murray was determined to prove them wrong. But success didn't come easy. Murray endured what many consider the most heartbreaking period in tennis history. Between 2008 and 2012, he reached 4 Grand Slam finals and lost them all. The 2012 Wimbledon final was particularly crushing, losing to Federer on home soil in front of a nation that hadn't seen a British men's champion since Fred Perry in 1936. The image of Murray breaking down in tears during his runner-up speech became iconic. "I'm getting closer," he said through the emotion. Those words would prove prophetic, but at the time they felt like the desperate hope of a man running out of chances. Critics questioned whether Murray had the mental strength to win a major. The pressure of being Britain's great hope seemed to weigh heavily on his shoulders. Some suggested that he was destined to be the eternal bridesmainder, always close, but never quite there. Then came 2012, a year that changed everything. Just 4 weeks after his Wimbledon heartbreak, Murray got his revenge on the same center court, defeating Federer to win Olympic gold. The significance couldn't be overstated. He had finally beaten one of the big three when it mattered most. But the real breakthrough came at the 2012 US Open. In a grueling 5-set final against Novak Djokovic, Murray finally claimed his first Grand Slam title. The match lasted nearly 5 hours, finishing at 11:54 p.m. local time. When Murray hit that final winner, he didn't just win a tennis tournament, he lifted the weight of expectation that had been crushing him for years. The celebration was raw, emotional, and deeply personal. Murray had proven that he belonged among tennis royalty, but more importantly, he'd shown that resilience and determination could overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Now, if winning the US Open was sweet, Wimbledon 2013 was pure poetry. Murray entered the tournament with renewed confidence, knowing he could win Grand Slams. The pressure was still immense. No British man had won Wimbledon since 1936, and the weight of history pressed down on every shot. The final against Djokovic was a masterpiece of controlled aggression. Murray played the match of his life, winning in straight sets, 6-4, 7-5, 6-4. When he struck that final ace, 77 years of waiting ended in an instant. The emotional release was overwhelming, not just for Murray, but for an entire nation. Prime Minister David Cameron was in the royal box. The crowd's roar could probably be heard in Scotland. Murray had done it. He'd brought Wimbledon home to Britain. The kid who used to hit balls against his bedroom wall was now the champion of the world's most prestigious tennis tournament. Murray's success continued beyond Grand Slams. He became the first player ever to win 2 Olympic singles gold medals, defending his title at Rio 2016. He reached number 1 in the world rankings in 2016, capping off what many consider his best season with 9 titles, including Wimbledon, Olympic gold, and the ATP Finals. His playing style evolved throughout his career. Early Murray was purely defensive, content to outlast opponents from the baseline. But as he matured, he added more aggressive elements to his game, coming to the net more, hitting more winners, taking time away from opponents. This evolution showed his intelligence and adaptability as a competitor. Then came the injury that nearly ended everything. Murray's hip problems began around 2017 and progressively worsened. The pain became so severe that he could barely walk, let alone compete at the highest level. In January of 2019, through tears at the Australian Open, Murray announced what many thought was his retirement. "I can still play to a level, but not a level I'm happy playing at," he said. "The pain is too much." It was heartbreaking to watch one of tennis's greatest warriors admit defeat to his own body. But this is Andy Murray we're talking about, the same man who overcame childhood trauma, 4 Grand Slam final defeats, and the pressure of an entire nation. Retirement? Not quite yet. Murray underwent hip resurfacing surgery, a procedure so risky that doctors warned it might end his career permanently. Most athletes never return to elite level after such surgery. Murray wasn't most athletes. His comeback began slowly, tentatively, doubles matches, lower level tournaments, constant pain management. Many questioned whether he should continue putting his body through such punishment. Murray had nothing left to prove, after all. But Murray wasn't playing for rankings or prize money anymore. He was playing because tennis was who he was. The comeback victories, beating Stanislav Wawrinka in Antwerp, reaching the finals in Sydney and Stuttgart, weren't just wins. They were defiant statements against age, injury, and anyone who dared suggest that he was finished. So, what is Andy Murray's legacy? 3 Grand Slam titles, 2 Olympic golds, 46 ATP titles, and a knighthood barely scratch the surface. Murray's true legacy lies in his unwavering resilience, the refusal to accept defeat, even when his own body betrayed him. He showed us that champions aren't made in moments of triumph, but in moments of despair, when giving up seems like the only logical option. Murray never took the easy path. He faced down the greatest players in tennis history and refused to be intimidated. Murray inspired a generation of British tennis players. His success opened doors, changed perceptions, and proved that British tennis could compete with anyone. Tennis centers across the UK are named after him. Kids who never would have picked up a racket now dream of Wimbledon glory. Andy Murray's story reminds us that true champions are defined not by their victories, but by how they respond to defeat. Whether you're facing challenges in sports, career, or life, remember Murray's journey. Sometimes the greatest victories come after the most devastating defeats. What's your favorite Andy Murray moment? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring sports stories.